Doggy daycares.
So the doggy daycares, we talked in our last video about dog parks, so this is part 2, doggy daycares. Now I find that dog daycares are, a step above dog parks because they have staff. And,
Sometimes.
well, they always have staff,
Yes.
but sometimes they're trained staff, sometimes they're inexperienced staff. A lot of times people just, having in the dog industry, there's a lot of people are interested in working with dogs, but they think it's all sunshine and rainbows, working with puppies. Oh, it's going to be so cute. I just get to pet dogs all day. No, you got to clean up poop. You got to clean up puke. You got to clean up whatever, right? And people don't last. So typically, large dog daycares are going to hire anybody with a heartbeat that's going to be able to watch these dogs and then provide a little bit of training. They're not going to get to the level where they should be to recognize a lot of
The body language.
and dog behavior, right? So
Yeah.
we did have a dog daycare back when we first opened up at Arsenal Canine, but we since learned from that. The difference between, I thought the difference between ours and others were our staff had all had a lot of dog experience, multiple years of dog experience, and we could relate to the dog's language, right? And that's how a lot of fights got prevented. But now if you get into a different doggy daycare, you might not have that same experience.
How many people are watching this with their dog? Their dogs come back from a doggy daycare with punctures or scratches or things like that, right? And it's a dog fight broke out and they didn't catch it early enough. And yeah.
And sometimes it's inevitable. Dogs don't always like other dogs.
No.
Dogs can only tolerate so much, and then if they're pushed to the point, they're going to react, right? So that is one of the bad things about dog daycares that I don't like. Another thing is that it's a lot of stimulation for dogs, right? A lot of dogs go in there, they're highly aroused the whole time, and that can lead to reactivity in
Yes.
dogs. Even if they don't get attacked, it can lead to reactivity, whether it's an aggressive reactivity or just an
Anxious,
reactivity.
excitement, all that stuff. When you get there's the Chad at the party that's like, "Bah!" And sorry for any Chads watching this.
Sorry, Chad.
I'm not being discriminative to you, but the guy that's at the party super loud, and you're like, oh, he's gonna cause some stuff, right? You get dogs like that too, right? That it's just they bring up the whole level, and some dogs are gonna have anxiety over that and be like, I don't like this. Other dogs are going to be like, yeah, let's all match this. Other dogs are going to be like, I want to stop that. Right? So you get all these different types of personalities, and it is just like people. And dogs, when they're heightened like that, it's like fights are like that. It happens so quick, right? So, it's a lot to manage. And these doggy daycares, yes, you do get some physical stimulation in them, but at the cost of what? Right? And that's the big question that you have to make, because like you said, now we do dog day schools, which is very structured, and it isn't a free-for-all for these dogs, but they come in and they do the training. Yeah, they still get to engage and see other dogs, but not in the sense of a doggy daycare where it's kind of a free-for-all and they're just kind of waiting to try to stop things and avoid things all day. It's all about that structure and the training and being able to work through the different distractions, which that is what's important, because that's what you guys are doing in your daily lives, right? You guys want a dog that walks nicely on a leash, not pulling you and distracted at every dog that walks by. You want a dog recalling, not a dog blowing you off to go play with another dog or fight another dog, right? So these are the realistic things that you guys need in your life that the doggy daycares make worse, basically.
It's not always bad for every dog, but I mean, there is always a potential for something to go wrong, but there are some dogs that really enjoy dog daycares and can really thrive off of dog daycares, and it could build them up and bring them through some of the shy or fearful behaviors that they have. But in saying that, you're going to have a dog that is more reliant on other dogs than they are you, right? I don't like my dogs playing with other dogs, because I want my dog's source of enjoyment to be me, right? I want to provide their entertainment. I want to provide their food. I want to provide their essentials. So,
and you might be watching this, and we hear this a lot, like, well, that's selfish that you need to be all this. But when it comes to you, Highway, and a dog, are you wanting your dog recalling to another dog because that's more motivating, or recalling to you? That's basics right there, right? Yes, it might be selfish to want your dog to be mainly focused on you, but at the end of the day, with these, potential dangerous situations that can pop up, yeah, you're going to want your dog to be more motivated by you than the dog across the road, right? So,
but it's my dog. Of course I'm going to be selfish with my dog.
well, yeah, exactly. I was like, don't argue with me.
Anyway, so that's going to be our little bit of a rant on dog parks part 1 and dog daycares part 2. So I hope you got a little bit of information on it and why maybe you should either stay away from dog parks, or be very choosy in the doggy daycares that you have access to with your dog.
Yes.
Maybe your dog isn't a fit, maybe it is, but research the facility, make sure that they have skilled and
Trainers in there,
trainers,
yeah,
or kennel staff, or
whatever they
daycare
call their
attendants,
people,
or whatever they're called, right? And they're not just some person with their
poop
first
scoot
job.
fillers, holders.
So yeah, that's it.
And then in this next video, we'll cover some tips for what to do if you can't, because a lot of people go, well, okay, what do I do now? If I can't go to dog parks, I can't go to doggy daycare, what do I do? We're not going to dive into it on this one, so we'll catch you on the next one. Okay, see you guys.
All right, if you like this video, like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.